Hey everyone, how are you? John Bonham here, Cape Cod Wet Shaving. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's a little early in the morning for me, so I might seem kind of out of it. I'm working on my coffee. But just want to say, everyone, have fun today. Please be safe. Don't do anything silly. You know, the usual stuff. Same thing I'd say to my kids. Hope you like the shirt. This is one of my favorite shirts. I can move back for you. There we go. Good stuff. Coffee of the day. It's a company called Black Rifle Coffee Company. I've never shown them on here before. I have seen them advertised in some of the stuff that I watch on YouTube. So finally my Walmart got them. So it's veteran owned, and proceeds go to veterans and law enforcement. And I thank first responders. Yep. Right there. Portion of our profits, da-da-da. And I was on the fence about it, and then I saw that part. I'm like, well, duh, gotta get it. Stands for Just Black, but hey. JB, I'll take that. All right. So, topic for today is going to be lesser known facts about St. Patrick himself and of the holiday of St. Patrick's Day. So, this should be good. And the soap I'll be using, I already washed my face with this stuff. I think I've shown this on my pre-shave soap video I did. I need to do a lot more of those, but this is one of my favorite pre-shave face washes. And pre-shave oil, I already have it on, is my lather and wood, one of my favorites. Soap today, Irish Brigade from Subtle Art Soap, Bricktown Grooming, and exclusively only at the Shave Supply. However, they are sold out. This went quick. I was very glad to hear that. Oh, I love the smell of this stuff. Fresh and clean. And it is based off of Bricktown Grooming's Irish Brigade. I'll be using the Splash. And to top it off, I will be using Sterling Green post-shave balm. And the blades will be Astra Green, of course. Green. And I'll be using my Pearl. I forget the name of this razor. It's Irish colors, Irish flag, obviously. Niall McLaughlin. How you doing, Niall? Haven't talked to you in a while. The only Irish wet shaver I know of, that I'm aware of, that I speak to. He had pointed out this actually might be Indian and not, in fact, Irish. But that's okay, close enough for me. So, I will enjoy that. And, oh, West Coast Shaving Green Honeycomb Badger Brush. So let me wet my face. And I will get to lather. Been 3 weeks since I've done a history shave. Just been swamped. That's the way it goes. My wife and I had another ultrasound appointment today. My wife did. And I went to it. And baby looks good. The baby is 2 weeks ahead of its development. So it's 2 weeks basically older in size than it is in the womb. So going to be another big baby. My youngest daughter was 10 pounds 1 ounce when she was born. And my wife is 5'4". So very uncomfortable. Okay. I was just about to say something else. Oh, I wanted to show this photo real quick. This is me and Abigail earlier. We were deciding on what we were going to wear today. So I put on that shirt and she went and got her stuff on. So she's going to be dressed to the nines today. Can't wait. So that's fun. We took that yesterday. All right. Let me get to lathering. So the scent notes of this are Verbena, moss, violet, sandalwood. I met Gareth first, then who's Shave Supply. Then I met Joe at Subtle Art Soap. And no, I'm sorry. I met Gareth, then Phil, then Joe. Then Phil started getting retailers to sell his stuff. And then Joe came to me and said, do you know of a good aftershave company? I went, tee, that I do. And the rest, as I say, is history. And then the three of them collaborated on this awesome scent. So Irish Brigade, the Splash. If you see the soap, definitely grab it because it shouldn't be out there. But this, if you see it, this is a limited re-release of this. Phil originally discontinued it due to issues with the oils, the scent oils, I believe, is what he said. And instead of coming out with a lesser product, he decided to discontinue it outright or charge more. So good on you, Phil. And how are you doing, guys, by the way? Hope you'll have a good St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so let's get started. So these are just random facts that I looked up and wrote down. I found it interesting. So St. Patrick was actually British. I didn't know this. Some of this I did know. A couple of them I knew, I'm happy to say, but most of them I did not. So St. Patrick was actually British. He was born in the year 390. So 390. And was sold into slavery at age 16. He was brought to Ireland and escaped to a monastery and became a Christian. He would become a priest, and eventually work his way up to bishop. And that is how we know him. The photos of him is as a bishop. Man, oh man. That was annoying. I thought that was a beard hair at first. Go ahead and use the mug. There we go. Started lathering my face a little premature there. Scoop some of the lather out of the jar. And I'm going to use the mug and get it thicker. So his real name, I didn't know this at all, and this is very cool, it makes sense. His real name was Maewyn Succat. All right, that is Maewynsuccat. There you go. He changed his name to Patrick later in life after becoming a bishop. So he was Father Succat or Father Maewyn early on. And then became Patrick. Now, he wasn't St. Patrick. He didn't change his name to St. Patrick, obviously, because he didn't earn the saint moniker. But I find it fascinating that that was his name first, because it makes, you don't think, it's just one of those things I've mentioned before in videos that you don't really think of, but it makes complete sense when you hear it, because, of course, he wasn't always St. Patrick. Saint wasn't his first name. All right. So March 17th is not his birthday. I also was mistaken and thought that. All right. May 17th is actually the year of his death. Or the date of his death. He died on March 17th, 461 AD. So St. Patrick lived a long time ago. All right. Getting suds on the handles, getting a little slippery. I'm in kind of a rush here. Trying to beat the 30-minute mark I always hit with my videos. So, the first St. Patrick's Day parade was in the United States. It was not in Ireland, which actually kind of makes sense. I did want to show, there we go. There we go, Joe. Doing your lather some justice, some better justice there. Triple butter. Shave soap. So the first parade took place in New York City. No surprise there. Major hub of the United States back in the day. Still is. But it was once the largest city in the United States, easily. It took place in New York City in 1762. Believe it or not, was the first St. Patrick's Day parade. I would have guessed like the 1800s. But nope, all the way back. 1762. Okay. It was due to the increase in Irish immigrants that were starting to come over. You'll notice that becomes a not a habit, a routine. It starts to become prevalent throughout this. Let me go ahead and get some suds in the mustache. And the St. Patrick's Day Parade has gone on every year since, except for 2020 and 2021, thanks to COVID. All right. On average, around 150,000 people participate in the parade each year, and around 2 million come to watch. It's a lot of people. My daughter's awake. That was funny. It scared me. I was like, what? All right. Oh, here's a photo of the parade. Sorry. That's I would imagine that's in the early 1900s when that was taken. I'm not sure when. I didn't really see the date on the photo. There we go. Alrighty. It was once a dry holiday. No surprise there at all. Go ahead and I just realized I forgot my bowl. Let me go get the swishy bowl. I'll be right back. One sec. All right, back into the routine. I was away from this for too long, I think. Aster Green, open comb, by the way. I think I mentioned that. It was a dry holiday. So St. Patrick's Day was considered a religious holiday in Ireland. Patron saint, Catholicism, all that. So all pubs closed on March 17th. It became a national holiday in 1970, and it flipped on its side, flipped upside down, and the pubs became the place to go for St. Patrick's Day, to drink and be merry. I've come to use a dental pick to do this. It works beautifully. By the by. I thought that was pretty interesting about the dry holiday, because again, that makes sense that it would be. But speaking of Catholicism, I got a funny joke. Real quick one. So the Pope is driving around in the U.S. and he stops at a grocery store. Or I'm sorry, he's being driven around. And he sees a beautiful classic car parked in the parking lot of the store. And the owner of the car comes walking out, and the Pope's oohing and awing over this car. And the guy's like, wow, the Pope. He said, Your Eminence, you a fan of classic cars? He says, oh yeah, back before I became a Pope, I used to drive, everywhere, and I don't drive anymore. And the guy said, oh, well, would you like to drive my car? I'll go with you. You can take it for a quick spin. And the Pope's like, absolutely, I'd love to do that. So the Pope and the guy get in the car. The Pope starts driving. They're driving down some random road, and of course the Pope's so excited he's driving again, and the guy's so excited he's driving with the Pope that they don't notice that they're speeding. And eventually a cop pulls them over. The cop walks up, he looks into the car, he goes, holy crap, stay right there, I'll be right back. And he walks back to his squad car. He gets on his radio and he radios into his chief. He goes, Chief, I just pulled over an extremely important guy. And Chief goes, well, who is it? Is it an actor? The cop goes, no, sir. He said, well, is it a senator? No. Politician? Is it someone on our town board or something? He goes, no, it's none of those people, sir. And Chief goes, well, then who the hell is it? And the cop says, I'm not sure. But the Pope is his driver. I don't know. Kind of messed that in part up, didn't I? That's funny. I thought it was funny when I read it. I kind of butchered it a little. What was I? What's a dry holiday? So people for St. Patrick's Day should wear blue and not green. This is a good one. So blue was actually more associated with St. Patrick, and green was believed to be unlucky. All right. Blue is also symbolic of Ireland itself. I feel like I read that somewhere, but I probably didn't. I don't know. But Ireland, the country color is not green. It's called the Emerald Isle, but the actual color that they associate with their country is blue. And we just go cuckoo with the green on St. Patrick's Day. Quick side note, the first year that Chicago dyed their river green was 1962. I didn't write that, but I thought since I remembered it, I'd share that. Pretty neat. But, yeah, I didn't know that green was considered unlucky. Go figure. But the interesting part is, the color green, this is where American, or Irish immigration, I almost said immunization, Irish immigration to America comes into play. Because a lot of the Irish rebels fighting the British, the crown, for independence, Irish independence, they used green in their symbols for their organizations. You'll notice I like playing with this lather, by the way. Joe's base is really good. Really, really good. And it's called Triple Butter due to the presence of mango, shea, and kokum butters in his base. So, good stuff. All right. So, the shamrock was never a teaching tool. Okay? Picture of St. Pat with a clover. The myth is that St. Patrick used a 3-leaf clover to teach, let me flip over, to teach the Holy Trinity, okay? The Holy Trinity is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The number 3 was always a sacred number in Irish mythology, and so most historians believe it was a convenient coincidence, more or less. So I looked into that after I wrote all this down. And the shamrock itself was also considered sacred, even before St. Patrick, to the Gaels and the Celts. So to say it's a coincidence, I'm not sure if I believe that. It might be something that existed. There's no record of him actually using it as a teaching tool for the Holy Trinity. But I think he did view it as the shamrock as sacred, seeing as how he converted to Christianity earlier in his life. Before that, I would imagine he was a pagan. That early in history, he almost certainly was. What do I do with my towel? Oh, fell. All right. So, I found that kind of interesting. That's just my opinion, by the way. All right. There are no female leprechauns. I thought that was funny. If you go look up female leprechauns on Google Images, you actually get some pretty sexy ones. But I definitely wanted one with a beard because it was funny. So there are no historic accounts or records of a female leprechaun, and they are actually considered a type of mischievous fairy. So who knows? I think they're too busy with gold to give a crap either way. All right. There were never any snakes in Ireland. Okay? So, no snakes. There have been no snakes in the fossil record of the Emerald Isle and during the glacial period, which of course existed before. During the glacial period, Ireland was covered head to toe in glaciers. So there's no way that a cold-blooded reptile could have existed on Ireland and lived. So go figure. Pretty cool. So I don't think St. Patrick drove all the snakes from Ireland, unfortunately. But, you know, most priority figured. All right. Corned beef and cabbage were an American creation. This one blew me away. But the reason behind it is pretty neat. So, yet again, Irish immigration to America, okay? The Irish were treated like crap. If you've ever seen Gangs of New York, really literally that. There were plenty of signs. It's almost reminiscent of Nazi Germany. There were signs in windows that said Irish need not apply. They were hated, reviled. People would show up as the ships pulled in carrying Irish immigrants, and they'd throw rocks at women and children coming off the boats. It's sad. So, they were very poor. And, oh, I hope that's, yeah, that was a beard hair. Whoopsie. Well, that one mustache. So one thing they could afford was beef that came in on ships. And because they were on ships, they were soaked in brine to keep the meat from spoiling in the ships. So what they would do is they would boil the beef repeatedly to get the brine out of it. And one thing they threw in while boiling it that helped with it was cabbage. So it wasn't really a choice of taste or anything like that. It was money. It was just cheaper for them to do that. So it was necessity, not, you know, them choosing to eat it that way. And then later, corned beef became associated with St. Patrick's Day and with the Irish based on that. Man, I think that might be the same hair. I think I'm getting it, but I'm not. And I really hope that's, yeah, that's Badger. Okay, whew. I was going to say, that's a lot of hairs, man. I nicked something that's going to upset me. All right. Each leaf of a four-leaf clover has a different meaning. Hope, faith, love, and luck. All right. So that's pretty cool, I think. Let me rinse this off. I'm going to do post-shave. I'll be right back. All right. Post-shave is one of my favorite Bricktown Grooming scents. Very fresh. Good for the spring, warmer months, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. It smells really good. Oh man. If I seem a little out of it, I'm sorry. Like I said, getting back to these, I actually wanted to do a history shave before St. Patrick's Day, and just every day I ended up having something else going on, so I decided to put the topic I wanted to do on the back burner. And I decided to say screw it and do a St. Patty's Day one. So hope y'all enjoyed it. Just fun little stuff, you know, nothing major. I like that photo of him I found for the cover, the video image. Man, again, if y'all were thinking about getting this splash, you should pick it up. Not only is it good, it's limited. So definitely do that. All right. And again, hope everyone has a good one. I don't think we're really doing much today. You know, during holidays, especially ones with booze involved, we don't really go anywhere with the kiddos. Not really. During the day we will. At nighttime we're home. You know what I mean? This is the sterling green balm, which is really good. I think it goes pretty well with this. Got that near my eye, geez. Rod and Mandy make a really good balm. I've used it as lotion before. I know they sell lotion, but... And I'm hearing activity out there. So, day's starting. Good deal. Well, I hope y'all like that. Oh, thought of another joke. Went out drinking for St. Patrick's Day. Had a little more than I meant to. Ended up taking a bus home. And my wife got really upset at me the next day. I don't know what her problem was. I've never driven a bus before. It's not like I hit anything though. Stole a bus. I think I butchered that one too. There we go. Already soaked in. Fast absorbing. I am going to say go check out Black Rifle Coffee. I am a huge fan of companies. Any company that supports veterans, looks out for them like that. So it's pretty good too. That's their medium roast. I should get the dark roast next. All right. Well, that'll do it. Hope y'all enjoyed your St. Patrick's Day trivia. Again, y'all be careful. Take care of one another. You know, have fun. Drink, be merry. Wear your green. But be safe. So, and that'll do it. I really appreciate it. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you very much. Till next time, happy shaving. Happy St. Patty's Day. And have fun. Take care. Till next time.